Money. This little bill determines where we live, who we're friends with, where we go to eat, or even how loudly we cry in the shower. It's both terrifying and exciting at the same time. Now, today we're going to discuss something scarier than checking our bank account after having a weekend out with the friends. Financial anxiety. Now, more importantly, we're going to discuss how to go from, oh, I'm broke for another month, to, oh wow, I'm excited for my future. Hi, I'm Parnell, and this is Blueprint FI, where we're going to think smart, invest wisely, and live free. First things first, how do you know if you have financial anxiety? Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can tell. If you check your finance app several times a day, thinking that the number inside of it is going to magically change, that could be one. Dodged your landlord like you're living in an action movie?
I want my money!
That could be another. And if you think living off of ramen is a lifestyle choice, you might have financial anxiety. Congratulations, you're a normal person. We've all dealt with these struggles in life. Now, the better thing to do though is to realize that we have it. Now what are we going to do about it? Alright, step one. Open up your banking app right now. It doesn't matter what's inside, the fact is just to know where you're starting at. Now two, that knowledge is power. Whether you're in debt or you've got thousands of dollars in there, it doesn't matter. Now you know where you're at, which can lead us into step three, budgeting. This is where you take all of your money that you make in a month, minusing out all of your expenses for the month. And now once we have a budget, we can set up an emergency fund and a rainy day fund. Now, if you want to learn more about these, I do have a video already on that subject right here. Okay, so an emergency fund is the more important of those two funds. What it is 3 to 6 months of your monthly budget stacked together. Now, this is to protect you against any large-scale issues, possibly a job loss, an injury perhaps. Either way, you're protected because now for 3 to 6 months, you can just use that time to find another job or heal up, whatever the large issue might be. A rainy day fund is more of a day-to-day, week-to-week fund. This is going to protect you when you have a car issue come up or a medical bill comes in the mail from 9 months ago. They always take so long. Why is that? Moving on to step number 5. Cutting out the unnecessary, or as they call it, living below your means. Now, whether you like it or not, you've probably got some expenses in your life that are costing you a ton of extra money that you don't need to be spending. And now these 3 will probably be housing, transportation, and food. And probably in that order, largest to smallest. So, moving on to our number 1 expense, housing. We might not like to do it, but we can definitely save a lot of money here. So, take a look at the place that you're living in right now. And if you're living in a 2-bedroom apartment, you could probably get rid of a couple things and move down to just a 1-bedroom apartment. If you've got a house, it might definitely be time to get a roommate or 2. That's in fact what I'm doing right now. Or if you know somebody who's already got a house, maybe you can just rent a room from them. There's lots of possibilities, and this will save you hundreds of dollars a month. Moving on to our second item on the list, which is transportation. For vehicles, we're not only talking about the vehicle itself, obviously, but we're talking about the insurance and the gas to make it go places. So there's lots of different little tweaks here that we can do. Obviously, the biggest one being the vehicle itself. Now, if you already own a vehicle, just hold on to it. But say you're in a lease, well, it might be time once that runs out to move into something smaller, because majority of the time it's just you in the vehicle, not 2 or 3 or 4 people. So it might be time to move down to a smaller coupe or a sedan. And obviously, if you're driving a BMW, well, it might be time to move down to a Toyota or a Honda. Much more reliable anyways. Going on to insurance, just call them up. Your insurance provider probably has some programs that they can actually use, or that you can use, to cut down your bill, whether it be getting into a program. I use one where I just put a little GPS chip in my car and it saves me like $15 a month on my insurance bill. Or they might even be able to do something, if you don't put a lot of miles on your car, they might be able to get you on a lower rate. Or you can just get off of, obviously, full-term insurance if you feel that you're a pretty safe driver and possibly you're not on the freeway a lot. And then thirdly, gas. Now, I know it's so easy to be comfortable with our local gas station that we always go to, but take the extra 5 minutes out every single time before you're going to go out for your weekly fill-up and just see where in any of the local gas stations, if they have a cheaper price than yours. 9 times out of 10, they will. Now, obviously, don't go 10 miles just so that you can get an extra 4 cents off of a gallon, but look within the 5-mile radius of your house and you'll probably find something cheaper. The last strategy I like to use around gas is just get closer to your job, or else find a new job that's closer to you. I know that's easier to say than do, but it is possible. Maybe your job has a branch that's closer to you, or maybe you can just take a look on Indeed and see if there's something that your job position, but just closer. Even if they pay $1 or $2 less, if you're cutting down 20 minutes of commute, you're saving money and time. We all know time is money. And now the last strategy, it's so simple, and we've all forgotten how to ride one since we basically were kids or teenagers, but get a bike. It's fun, it's good for you, and it will save you a ton of money. Now you might be thinking, well, I can't ride my bike to work. It would take me, an hour or 45 minutes, and that might be true. But what you're not thinking about is all of your local things. The grocery store, your friends, your family, those are probably all within a half-hour bike ride away from you. So there is a lot of gas savings right there. And lastly,
it's a very simple word, groceries.
So for food savings, first option I got for you, and it's so simple, just takes a little bit of work ahead of time, is meal prep. Weekly meal prep. Now, it can seem kind of tedious, but once the habit is there, it's easy. So, I know a lot of people don't want to just eat the same thing every single week, and I totally get that, but you could possibly set yourself up with 2 separate kinds of dinners, 2 separate kinds of lunch, and 2 breakfasts. So, all that can be done in 3 or 4 hours on a Sunday night between prepping and cooking and throwing it all in the fridge in containers. Second thing, for the love of God, use coupons. Takes maybe 20 minutes before you go to the grocery store, and you can save yourself 10, 20, maybe even 30% off of your grocery bill. And now your last option, which is fantastic, I do it every single time, make a list and stick to it. When you go to the grocery store, there's plenty of colorful advertising sticking out to you saying, pick me, buy me. You don't need that junk. Just buy what you need for your weekly meal prep, and that's it. Walk out of the store. Now we've gone through all of our big expenses, it's time to go on to the small ones. Now my generation, the millennials, we have been ruthlessly mocked for our love of avocado toast brunches and $10 lattes at Starbucks. But that's actually true. The difference being is that I personally feel you should just try and make those at home, and on occasion get them out in the wild, but just sprinkle them every now and then, maybe once or twice a month, and treat them actually as what they are, a luxury or a treat. Cutting everything out is fruitless. You get it? Because avocado's a fruit. Alright, now it might sound like I'm telling you to pinch every single penny, and I'm not. I've been there, I've done that. It's absolutely awful, and I hated it. And I don't want that to happen to you either. So, set aside money in your budget for fun, however much it is, or if you want to do it by percentage, 20%, something like that. Just set it aside for fun and life, because life is meant to be enjoyed, and we're not going to miss out on things just because we're trying to save on money. After all, life will be much more enjoyable with all the money you've saved and without so many bills hanging over your head. At the end now, so now we're going to move on to the final step, which is number 6, which is side hustles and money making. Alright, couple cool little options here. So I'm not just necessarily telling you to get a second job. So one of them is just sell stuff. And you might be thinking, what stuff? And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look in your closet, take a look at your shoe collection, wherever in your place, and there's definitely stuff that you're not using. It's collecting dust in the corner somewhere. Get rid of it. Now, in the last 10 years, I've had 3 separate garage sales, just minimizing things down, and I've made thousands of dollars every single time. And if you can't sell it at a garage sale, well, go to your local flea market and try and sell it. You might have better options there, because those people are trying to buy and sell constantly, so they might want what you have. Now, the second option, yes, it is pick up a side gig or a side hustle. Luckily, we live in an age now where it's so easy to pick up extra jobs or gigs to make extra money. Obviously, Uber or DoorDash or driving for Amazon. I did that. They're all very easy to get to. You don't need to go through an employee process. You just basically start within a day or a week and you're ready to go. Why buy Amazon when you can deliver it? How you doing today, sir? And our last option, possibly teach a skill if you have one. Doesn't matter if it's underwater basket weaving or pottery. Someone's probably interested in learning about it. Heck, I'm doing it right now. I'm teaching you about finance on YouTube. That wraps up today's video. So, as an end cap, I just want to remind you that money is nothing to be scared of. It's just a tool. The same way that you think about a fork or a knife. It's just something for you to leverage yourself, your time and energy. You hold the power to your financial future. If you liked what you learned today, please feel free to like, subscribe, and follow me for more financial wisdom. I post every single Monday, and I'll see you there. Bye, guys.